Hey guys, Lane with the Simple Passive Cashflow Podcast. Reminder, make sure you go to the Investor Club online at simplepassivecashflow.com/club and sign up for that. We've got some deals coming through the pipeline here shortly. And it's a way of building a connection with myself. And, we talk about your situation, get to know each other, and, book a nice call there, a real short call to get to know each other. And, I try and, it's not a sales pitch, it's just a way for me to get to know a lot of you a little bit better. So recently, a lot of tax things have been coming out from the Jobs Act, and this one thing called the Opportunity Fund Zone tax benefit came out here. It sort of operates like a 1031 exchange, and I did some research on it, and I just kind of wanted to share some of my research with you folks. Of course, I'm not a CPA or attorney, so just putting this out there and to help inspire some other ideas. So of course, like always, get your professional on board with whatever you're doing. So on to this Opportunity Fund Zone tax benefits. So an Opportunity Zone, or we'll call it an OZ, is a tax favored investment for people with capital gains. And in this environment here in 2018, a lot of people have it because, look, it's been a bull market for pretty much the last 10 years. This would be probably a good opportunity to take some of these gains off the table. So if you want to look at the tax code yourself, there's 6 pages dedicated to this in the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. And the goal of this is to encourage long-term investments in low-income communities across the United States. Now, every major city has some of these OZs. There's even like a little sliver in like Manhattan. I think it's around Hell's Kitchen. It's like a 2-block by 2-block radius. You guessed it, all of Detroit is pretty much an OZ, and large portions of Baltimore. But places like Texas, you'll have a lot of slivers here, slivers there. It's kind of acts like finger, so kind of for no good reason. Certain places are OZ, in my opinion. Again, this is Congress and it's a federal program, so you kind of throw all logic out the window. So you can check out where these are on the government websites. Just Google opportunity zones. We'll have some links in the show notes if you go to the simplepassivecashflow.com. And the cool thing about these opportunity zones is that unlike 1031 exchanges, what they're saying is that you can exchange non-like-kind assets. So yes, you can exchange stuff in your stocks or take some withdrawals from your 401k and put it into these opportunity zone projects. And if you're sleeping at the wheel, that was the last thing I said was very important. Of course, check with your CPA because a lot of these guidances are still being created, but I just thought I'd bring these to your attention. So that the catch is after you're selling your appreciated asset, you have 180 days, very similar to the 1031, to go into the next deal. So what I'm doing, like I said, a lot of the single families homes that I originally had, I had about 11 of them originally. I'm up down to about 5. I've been pretty much aggressively selling them this year. If I look back in the last 180 days, I think a few of them sold in the beginning of the year, so they're not eligible. But at least a few of them, my properties I sold are, and I can look up the appreciated basis on that and take some of the benefit from that. Again, a lot of my deals I did at 1031 previously, which you can look back in the show notes how I exchanged 2 properties for 9. Probably just Google 1031 on simplepassivecashflow.com is finding that article. So here's some of the nuances on this opportunity zone deal. The longer you hold on, the more benefit you get, and it goes up to full power in 10 years. So a few notes here. Number 1, you defer your original capital gain tax obligations until 2026 or until you sell that opportunity zone investment. Note 2 here, you get a discount of 10 or 15% on the taxable amount of your original gains. If you hold more than 5 years, your original capital gain decreases by 10%. Note 3 here, if you hold 10 years or more, you'll pay no capital gains tax on the appreciation. So high level here, what they're doing is they're trying to have you keep it for a bit, 10 years. That may not be in your time horizon. You may be a more of a fix and flip person, 1 to 3 year time horizon, or I like the 5 to 8 year time holds. I think that's a good amount of time to be in an asset and not to be like flip flopping into deal to deal too often. But there's a lot of nuances in here, and a lot of these tax codes are ever changing as we get more guidance from Congress. Unlike the 1031 exchange where you have to go through an annoying intermediary, you don't need to do that for this, it appears. You can just sort of self-certify on your tax return. It's sort of the trust system that when the tax returns come, they're likely to be just a checkbox. Hey, are you putting money into this fund opportunity zone? And then there'll be some other mechanism that your tax attorney has to do. There's no minimum investment on this. There are some, like I said, some of these items are very unclear, and this is where you really should consult your CPA. Some of the IRS has these opportunity fund zone frequently asked questions pages, which I think is really useful as a starting point. And I would Google resources, these terms like Community Development Fund Institutions Fund, or CDFI Fund Map for short. There you can see the actual maps, and you can get a sense of where these opportunity zones are. Again, a lot of people, they get all up in arms, and they get really excited about these types of, these opportunities. But remember, spending $100 to save 20 bucks is not a wise idea. Just like buying a rental property next to grandma's house because you travel there. A lot of specifics are being played out at the moment. But it's an intriguing argument to go into already good investment. You shouldn't change your underwriting by any means, or your projections on your returns, but just know that there's a good chance of getting some favorable tax treatment out of this at the end of the day. Some of the another good ideas for you folks is go look at that opportunity zone map on the website there. Again, CDFI Fund Map, and find the smaller slivers of the OZ areas. And if this is a opportunity zone, maybe buy like right on the line here. This concept of buying a lot on the line of progression and gentrification is a way of you're always sort of on that you're buying cheap, and you're kind of in the process or in the movement of progress. This is it's kind of a no-brainer when you think about it, but something a lot of people fail to do. And you have these maps, and you see where the money is going into, or where the government wants the money to go to, so you can be on the forefront of this. And this fund zone thing isn't going away. It's scheduled to finish the year 2026. Now, I don't know if they're going to extend it, or this is going to be a long-term thing going on into the next decades, but it's here for the next 10 years, supposedly. I've got some other cool resources for Hui Deal Pipeline Club members. Make sure you sign up at simplepassivecashflow.com/club. Another resource on Opportunity Fund Zone is in the show notes of this article. And if you are a Huey investor, please email me for a secret tip sheet on these zones. And we'll see you guys next time.